Recording in progress.
Good.
Oh.
She's gonna talk.
Okay, November 23rd, 2025, Town of Bridgewater Park and Recreation Committee meeting is beginning at 6:10 PM. Okay, meeting's now called to order. First order of business is approval of the September 8th, 2025 meeting minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second. Gina, motion, Mike with the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes accepted into record. Public comment. Anything outside of pickleball?
Nope.
Okay. No public comment. All right. On to old business. First order of business on there is pickleball. Jim, do you want to give us a seasonal update first?
Yeah, we're getting close to the end, I think, right guys? Pretty close.
Season one.
Probably go to temp nets and taking the seasonal four season nets and posts and I think they must have picked up the comfort station by now, right? And another good year.
Awesome. Awesome. Jeff, you want to give us a report on how the year went?
Yeah, I think overall, from our perspective, it was pretty good. And we certainly have a big concern. We'd like to get clarification, see where you're at going forward. Just to clarify the date, you said it was November 23rd. It's actually November 3rd. Can you clarify your?
Did I say 23rd?
Yeah.
It's a long day. November
it's okay.
3rd.
No, it's okay. Just want to make sure it's I'm not really prepared for Thanksgiving yet.
That was my.
Obviously, we've had similar discussion with the same point over and over, and I think it was voted on that based on the change to allow the Bridgewater residents to play for free, even if they're a non-member during the club hours. And I'd like to know the feedback that you have. Has there been any other responses that you've had from anybody on that? Or how do you see that going forward from 2026? Do you see that continuing of this, if you're a Bridgewater resident, even if you're a non-member during club hours during the weekday, you can still show up and play for free? Is that going to continue?
I think, well, first of all, have anybody had any feedback? Anybody heard anything out there in the grapevine?
Yeah.
I think the way we had it, I don't think, I'm sure it got back to you, Jeff. We had a discussion at that meeting and it was more or less, I know we went back and forth a little bit and semi-contentious, but when we were talking about it, the following meeting that we had, people came in, I think it was just a matter of just having conversations with people. You know, if somebody is repeatedly showing up and they don't want to pay or they can't afford to pay a potential, maybe you guys scholarship them in as a membership, as you know, Little League does and football does for people that can't afford to play the sports. You know, each team we scholarship multiple kids, multiple families every year. And I think with pickleball, it was more or less left that, you know, you just have discussions with these people, you know, that show up and they want to play, you know, they want to come in, don't want to join the league. You know, you just talk, look, if you're going to be here repeatedly, you know, can you join the league? Is it a money thing? You know, if it is, you know.
I think there's also the discussion that night or something that they weren't, the courts were like another two courts open and then the public, wasn't that what the discussion was?
I think initially it was going to be two courts open, then it could change to anybody can kind of show up and play on any court they want for free. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of membership, because of being public, they've really been questioning a lot of us, stating, you mean you don't have, if you're a resident, you don't have to pay?
Is it making it so that other people don't want to pay now?
Well, that's, because it pretty much clearly came back that if you're a Bridgewater resident, you can play for free.
That message got, that's inaccurate. Jim had a good plausible solution that would leave two courts open for non-pickleball members throughout the day, all right, during your sessions. And the more they talked about it, that really just didn't help. That you guys, especially in the morning session, we just needed those courts. And so I think we came up with the solution that, just somebody, because there was how many people are really coming and wanting to hop on and play for free, are we talking about?
Well, that's why what we're trying to do is to kind of create something, and it's hard to have the membership get behind you if you know people are just showing up and playing for free.
But are they?
Well, that's the
They're
question.
talking
I
about
guess,
Next year.
well,
Let's base it on this year. How many people have showed up this year?
So since the discussion we had back in July, I think it
Yeah.
was, at least in the mornings, very few residents have shown up. It's been pretty much the members who showed up in the mornings. Now, afternoons are a little bit different because people get out of work and it's a whole different crowd that comes in the evenings. So I haven't witnessed anything in the afternoon, but the mornings pretty much have stayed status quo.
It's not really a problem
No.
whatsoever.
no, and that's why changing it to allow that and having it to the point where people think they can just,
But we're not putting a sign up there saying that. Is all
it's recorded. I mean, people are watching that.
for this.
One person sees
Right.
it, then all of a
And,
sudden.
and,
100
and,
people
and
know
as
about it.
as we're saying, that people recorded, they can watch here. No, we're not promoting them going for free, but if you're coming every day, you have to have some kind of discussion where you're going to join the pickleball club. If you cannot afford it, like other town sports, they're scholarshiped in. And if that's something we thought would be a good solution, and I don't think there was any pushback on that. We're trying to work with you, okay? That's what we've been trying to do this entire time. And, I think that's what it was, either that or two courts
Yeah.
stay open and they're not part of.
And we've had hardship cases that we've granted membership for free, knowing that they financially can't deal with the membership fees. And we're good with that. We have no problem with that. We just want to make sure that, as we're trying to do things, that you just can't have a bunch of people that show up, take the course over, then it doesn't work. And I know it must have come up for that to change for some reason at some point during the year anyway,
Well, we just didn't want to be in a situation where we're alienating people from coming. We didn't want to create the illusion that you can't use these pickleball courts during these hours whatsoever unless you join the Bridgewater Pickleball Association. Like me and Mike, one example I gave is like me and Mike just we're on a Wednesday morning, Mike, let's go play some pickleball. And we go down there. We want to be able to play pickleball, Maybe it's just that one Wednesday. Maybe we like the vibe. Maybe we talk to you about joining. It's not always going to be the end of the road situation where people are trying to play for free, or people can just come on the courts whenever they want. It's just having a conversation and letting reason prevail. And that's all it is. And what I'm hearing is there really isn't many issues with this
So it was
whatsoever.
never an issue. But
So I mean,
it was an issue enough to change it to the point where it got to the point where people are thinking that they can just play for free.
but they're not coming and doing that.
I think that it wasn't an issue because people were told word of mouth, your group, people or however they heard, you can't use 7 to 10, 7, whatever your hours are, then 4 to 8. You can't play those hours unless you're joined. So that
Right.
word got out, so that's why nobody was going.
Well, that's
Those
what
hours.
we want to make sure continues, that unless you're a member, you really can't play during those hours.
But again,
That's what we're trying to. We can't just make it exclusive. We're trying to make it include everyone. And what essentially we're talking about is nothing that's even a problem, but I understand why you want to cover it so that it's covered, in writing and text or whatever else. Until it's a problem, I don't think we should change anything the way we had it this year. That's my opinion, not necessarily everybody's. Until it's a problem, if we're using, people are talking and, conversation is solving any potential issues, and there really is no issues. We thought about the possibilities too, as, we're doing some work down in the middle school, redoing the fields down there, putting some money in the tennis courts and whatnot. That would be there's another situation, as we discussed during that meeting, was if, let's say we had 10 people show up, me and Mike have 8 friends and we want to show up and we come down there and he goes, oh, we have Bridgewater Pickleball League here. We're like, oh, we can't play. No, actually, at the middle school, we have nets set up there. It's just, it's wide open, so you can just go and play. And it's not a matter, and I have never played pickleball, but in 3 years of being here, I've certainly learned a lot about pickleball from these meetings. And pickleball etiquette seems to be a lot like pickup basketball, where if you got the basketball courts full, I don't show up with 3 guys and take over a court. You know, it's a you got next situation. Okay, we got who's next? When can we play? When's the next game we can play? Pickleball, no matter where you go, seems to be the same way. You can't just walk on and push people off a court. You sign up and then you go from there. So I don't think anybody's really being robbed of any opportunities to play. So we're covered on our end because we're not saying you can't, we have no place for people in Bridgewater to play pickleball unless you're a member during these hours. So we're inclusive of everyone. And then if there was a concern with you guys, the membership would just take it upon themselves to have a conversation with you. And I don't, unless we're dealing with any particular problems, I don't see why any of that should change for the time being.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
our superintendent's the one who gets the complaints.
Yeah, I think it's been good. I think I took some notes last time, and my only questions were, you know, are you having an issue with it? And you guys said no, and then your response was, we pretty much do this anyways. We let people come in, if they show up, they play. And at that time, there was kind of a dispute on whether or not you were gonna dissolve everything, and I said, well, if unless I'm kind of confused, you aren't getting the situation very much anyways, and when you do, you pretty much just let people come on and play. And you told me you were doing it anyway, so I didn't really see where the issue was.
No, we're always very inclusive in just, again, I'm sorry, I missed that meeting that it was changed, that it came down, and I thought the conclusion was, from what I heard, was that you can just come down and play even during club hours, even if you're not a member.
That's not,
And I'm not saying a one-off, like,
Yeah.
if it's a one-off, we're inclusive, come on and play, and maybe you join, it's like, you just show up anytime you want, every day if you want, because I'm a Bridgewater resident, I can just play for free during your club hours.
if that can be taken out of context from watching one of our meetings, then maybe that was taken out of context. But that's not what was discussed that's not what everybody walked away from that meeting feeling. Because I am forgetting numbers and dates and everything else. Who was my predecessor here on Park and Rec? He was at that meeting. Jim Campbell was sat here and he
that's
liked,
right.
you know, and
Yeah.
you were here and stuff, and it was it seemed like and never at one time was anybody, okay, this is the policy. Anybody can come down there and play for free.
I think it was.
Over and over.
To be honest with you, I think it was the open court in the afternoon, there was some open courts. And it was getting thinner, you know, people weren't there, and there were some questions about.
I think that,
You
yeah,
know, can they use it? It wasn't really
And then,
about putting more people in while you're there. They're just saying when they're open courts, and even at the end of the season, there's a lot of, you know, the courts really start getting thinner. That there's more room to play, and I think that's where the discussion was leading to last meeting we had with Jim Campbell too. I think he agreed. I think we all sort of.
yeah, it just seemed like a very reasonable, there really wasn't much of an issue anyway.
I think too, that part of all this came about because comments, I know I was hearing it. Jim might have too, the rest too. Our taxpayer money through CPA funded, built those courts. Why do we have to pay to join? Shouldn't they be like the basketball courts? And it's like, well, part of the comments were proper English here. Pickleball has it, I don't know, 7 to 10, 7 to 11, whatever the hours are, and 4 to 8. So the only time Bridgewater residents can play is between 11 and 4. And I think you said yourself, people don't play at that time because it's too hot in the summer. So where does that leave a Bridgewater resident who doesn't play enough to join?
So
Well, I
what are we
think-
saying then?
I mean, I think Gina, that's a situation basically if somebody wants to come out and try and play, they don't play enough to join. They're
Right.
playing once or twice,
Right.
and I don't see that being a problem based on what I've heard from you guys here, that's that big of a deal. If somebody shows up 2 or 3 times throughout the summer in the morning session and slips on for a couple of games.
So
You
if we
know-
have, we have a situation that comes up that someone shows up on a regular basis, but does not want to join the club during club hours, how do we proceed?
I would have, if I was down there, you know, I would personally, I would have a conversation, you know, hey, we noticed, you know, you basically come in 3 days a week. It's our member time, you know, we're not trying to keep anybody from playing. You know, you're here enough. Are you really opposed to joining? Because, you know, again, here's the benefits of what we have, and if what's the reason for you not wanting to join? You know, you're here 3 days a week
Yeah,
anyway.
sure.
And then if it becomes a money thing, then it's okay. Is this a financial thing? You know, if it is, this is what we have. If it's not, you know, come on. And then if he's showing up anyway and it's not a money thing, they don't want to do it, and you get friendly with them, and then you know, you start calling them alligator arms or something like that because he doesn't want to pay the money. It becomes a friendly thing. You know, it doesn't have to be hostile or anything like that. But I mean, until we deal,
I know there isn't an issue. I just
That's-
think about the mornings we play. I don't see anyone.
There,
It's just sort of, it's
There
peer
is.
pressure too. No one's gonna walk in there. And I just don't see a person going in. I just talk about the mornings. I've never been in the afternoon.
I guess we just really needed a clarification on exactly where you stand on this,
what is,
which I think you've already stated. I think you've already stated what it is.
I think it covers everybody. You know, one, you appear to be an inclusive group anyway. You know, from Jim's standpoint, if he gets complaints at Park and Rec, no, you can go down and play pickleball, talk to those guys down there, talk to Jeff, talk to Tina. You know, they're great people. You know, go have a conversation with them.
He
you know.
has the power. We advise him. He directs. He makes the decision. We advise. He makes the decision.
Final boss.
So yeah, he's the final guy on making decisions.
And-
Like you
No,
said,
we
he
just want to
doesn't
know
make a
that the
mistake.
rules can change midway. If we're trying to do something, then all of a sudden, one person goes down there and he shows up and we had a tournament going on, and then he complains to the chairman here, and then all of a sudden, all the rules change, and I'll let you play, level playing field.
If you have a tournament going on that has been, Park and Rec has been notified of a tournament, then you guys collect fees, you know, and pay that in addition to
Renting it.
your regular fees for a tournament, then absolutely not is it open to a Bridgewater. You know, if Bridgewater's got an all-star tournament going on down the Legion Field, no, you can't just, you know, that's prepaid for, it's Park and Rec knows about it. You know, that's at the locks, that's a locked time, you know, but it's just the everyday thing. I think that's where there isn't a problem
I
anyway.
guess even if you're assistant principal or whatever you are, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
For
sure.
what?
No, no. I think we've completed that discussion pretty well.
I just think Bridgewater has changed a lot in my almost 30 years being here, okay? But I don't think we've changed to the point where people can't just have,
It's a kid.
I understand from a membership point of view, you want to have things black and white, and here it is in writing, something to fall back on. Totally understand that. But I don't think Bridgewater's at a point now where people just can't have conversations to navigate these issues that actually aren't even there yet.
No,
But it's,
I-
and then if a major issue comes up, maybe Jim does have to make a decision mid-season and change the rules on something, but nobody here is certainly looking to,
Yeah.
you know, to keep throwing curveballs at you guys.
And we certainly see that there's a lot more competition now. I mean, East Bridgewater's out there. There's a lot of people that were playing here that are now playing there. They have lights at night. They're playing outside at lights. Taunton just bought on Oak Street, just built a beautiful complex, including, I believe they're going to be putting lights up.
We should be doing like.
And we,
Money.
I mean, it's,
Get money.
I mean, a question came up earlier in our discussion. I mean, I don't know if you want to step in here, but basketball people, they get lights. Baseball people, they get lights.
No.
You know, football people, they get lights. The pickleball does not.
I think you should.
So what?
I know football and baseball, I know National Grid covered a lot of the cost on those when they put those in.
Yep.
Did softball get them free from?
Probably from National Grid, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Phone they got from National Grid. There's someone, Charlie knew someone
somebody,
who
yeah.
worked for National Grid, whose kids played in the women's soccer, not women's, but girls softball.
And they got
There was
the,
just a lot of connections, and that's how we got the.
Okay.
right, but wasn't it,
That's how it usually
What was
goes.
the baseball that won that?
Oh.
Baseball won the National Grid, one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
National
that's-
Grid. They got it from
that's-
Granite Communication. Yeah,
Well,
Granite-
whatever.
Granite City Electric.
Right.
Two grants they got. Bridgewater got 2 grants from Granite City It was all for free. Everything was free.
There's,
Yeah.
and make no mistake, you know, there's, if you guys, and I know we're Park and Rec, and we're just advisory anyway, you know, Jim's department is severely under budgeted and understaffed. But if you guys came across any potential grants or connections or anything else to help us get free lighting down there, by all means, you know, we would write a letter of support, we would,
Nothing's
you know,
free.
like that. I'm just saying, like, it's,
Like the town
It would-
manager.
it would be-
in front of us.
It would have to be tied into whatever funds that we might have that could assist with a CPC grant.
but what we're saying is it can be bigger, it can be big, because when we do the project that's going to go down on the, happen in the middle school, National Grid's gonna be contacted for them to see if they are willing to make a donation for lights down there for that project, you know, you can have conversations at a separate time with CPC to see what they could possibly do, you know, and
I
if
thought
you
that
guys know
Jim
people.
had to submit to the CPC, not us.
Typically, what you guys come up with it and come back to us or Jim, and then Jim does submit, but it's the legwork Jim does not have. I don't want to speak for you, Jim, but Jim doesn't have the time
CBC.
to do the legwork on a lot of this stuff, which is like the people that organize football and lacrosse, that organize the projects going on in the middle school, you know, came to us. You know, they brought me down, showed me what they wanted to do, discussed it with Jim, got approval from these guys, and formally Park and Rec can submit the application to CPC. It's just a matter of having time. And if I, and with my wife, we had a conversation today about no time.
Need to
If I hit the lottery, I would do this stuff all the time because it's fun. Unfortunately, it's not profitable for me. You know, so, and I'm still at an age where I need to work all the time. So I don't have the time to do it personally. But by any means, any help you guys or any of the membership, we certainly would support. We would not be opposed to.
We just want to make sure that going forward, we're kind of in it together and we're not
Absolutely.
on our own little island. And everything that we've tried to do is to benefit the community.
Absolutely.
And we're not the bad guys. We're trying to do something that is a very popular and growing sport. And we're trying to assist with that aspect. That's all.
If we can get lights and build another court someplace else.
I
it'd
mean,
be
there's
huge.
plenty, you're lucky it's a beautiful spot. There's plenty of room.
Oh.
It's very quiet.
No
It's a-
neighbors
it's
complaining.
It's a perfect spot.
Yeah, about the noise.
I mean, the last thing I have is, the courts have greatly deteriorated this year. As Jim can probably attest, after all the painting that happened last year, cracks developed everywhere. There's all kinds of issues. And we didn't fill it. And, I think next year it's gonna be a lot worse, because it's gonna be a lot of water getting into all those cracks. And it used to be just on the side where the fence was, every court has
Courts 1 and
cracks.
2 in particular,
Yeah, this getting bad. I think
Those are the first two when you walk in.
I don't understand.
on the.
On left.
They just developed this year after so many years, but they're in playable pair.
Yeah.
In court now.
Are you just, what, 3 years old?
I'd say 3 or 4, say 4 years old.
21, I think.
But they're not gonna make, okay, 4 years.
The water is already getting in the cracks. As soon as that moisture gets in, you know, and it freezes up.
Did the last crack situation, when didn't the cracks get repaired once? Are those ones
No.
holding
Yeah,
up?
those got repaired with the membrane and when we painted them, you know, last at the end of.
And these are additional cracks now?
These are
These are,
different.
the other cracks that were out there were really not in a playing surface.
Okay,
And we tried to do something, I tried to do something, Jim tried to do something, and then it was resurfaced, not resurfaced, but it was repainted,
Repainted.
did all that work last year. And for some reason, this year, after so many years of going by, after the courts have been constructed, that all kinds of cracks appeared. And this time, they're all on the playing surface. And some of them, like to Tina's point, on course 1 and 2, you stand and you can feel the difference on
In
it.
the-
It's gonna be a bump.
Yeah, there's an area that's rising.
So I just want to let you guys know that over the winter time, it's already filling up with moisture. And we're
That'd be
gonna-
dangerous if someone getting
It's
hurt.
not.
No, no, not
No,
yet.
no.
Not yet, but it.
But I think it's a problem that's gonna rear its ugly head next year.
It's not like.
And I'd like to hear Jim's input on that. What do you think? I mean,
Well, if you're standing at the aisle that goes between them and then you turn and look towards court 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I think court 1 is the one on the left. You can kind of even see where it kind of
Slopes down.
slopes down and it
That's
kind of
always
settles a
been.
little bit.
That's always been.
Yeah.
One's always.
there's always been an angle, and it's great because the water runs off pretty damn
Right.
good.
you want it somewhat, but my guess is they probably just, I know we had problems. It was after I came on board, but there was problems with the people that did them initially. My
Right.
guess is the whole thing probably could have been done better to
Yeah.
prevent this.
My point, I just wanted to bring up this, next year, there's gonna be a bigger issue, I think. based on what my experience in looking at it and seeing the cracks that are just exposed to the elements and the water's gonna get underneath, and then as soon as it freezes, it's gonna be like a forest heat that's gonna be coming up.
Where's it, I'm just thinking the basketball courts, probably,
They
they
just
don't get
redid
as
them.
much.
They look really nice.
Yeah, they don't get it.
Did they dig down or just resurface?
They
They just put that membrane over any of the cracks that were there. There was existing membrane that they ripped up and, repaired that, but
Those originally were probably built better, not to sound like everybody.
Understood.
But they're not gonna
World, they were
rip up
probably
the
built
courts.
better back then initially than the pickleball courts were built, as far as your foundation, the layers going
So
down.
I'm hesitant to spend a lot of money on lights when we probably need to redo some of those ones.
Yeah,
Right.
the
No,
last thing you wanna do is chop up those courts and think you're gonna start it over. That's, and it's, how old are those courts?
Yeah.
20 years? No, 4 years.
4 years.
22 at my
22, 3 years.
My first year here, when I was the first year open.
No, and I understand, I just wanna like bring it to your attention that we feel that, and it's not a playable issue now, there's a couple spots that are a little weird, but it's still a great game, it's still good. But it's going to get worse, and based on those cracks and having those cracks being exposed next year, I think we'll find a worse situation, just.
Yeah.
So- do you guys think, and I know it's water under the dam, over the dam.
No, it's water in the cracks, that's the problem.
That's true. But was it shoddy work to begin with?
Oh,
I don't think it was shoddy, it was
Shoddy
just,
work.
it was just, what I was told, the highway department came in and did the subgrade. And then rolled it all out, and then the surge bid, which I don't know the acronym, but they came in and did the paving, so. I think I don't think it was shoddy, I just don't know if it was the right people that normally. I don't think that's normally what they do.
Right, and if I remember right, when we tried to get the backup from the finance department on everything that was signed, there was no contract that was signed with the company. So there was no recourse, not like the company will do this, right, Mike, you need a contract?
Yeah,
And
I don't,
I think nothing was signed.
I mean, was it the same people that did all roads?
I think they just, yeah, they just.
It could be.
Sorry.
Contract for hot,
Okay, I'm thinking what?
like hot pavement.
Wasn't that they had
Yeah.
to do so much they had to do so much work. They got the contract from the town to do the road.
To do.
They have to do X amount of other work.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm not an asphalt expert, but I'm guessing that the work could have been
I think it was
done.
probably just.
It could be too, that's over that. So you don't
Yeah.
know, any cracking,
No.
use bad paint, cheap paint.
When you guys
I don't think it's a thing.
get ready for next year, losing my voice joke, when you get ready for next year,
We might have
remember
to
to
dedicate
submit
capital
an
to
application
Fix it.
For what?
for use of the
Oh,
fees.
each year, yeah, you have to
Yeah,
submit
it's
a
not like,
court usage.
What month do you?
Beginning of the
You
season.
could do it,
Earlier
yeah,
the better.
before the beginning of the season.
even the winter, what do
Yeah,
you do?
and I know,
I mean, they play on those courts unless there's snow.
You know what I would do? Little League and stuff, we do everything the first of the year,
okay.
just so it's done and you can say it's done.
And I don't know what your application for this year said. I don't think I
I
ever
think
saw
we did
it.
one.
I don't think we ever did one.
We asked for one.
And I thought Moss came back and said you didn't have one.
No, I don't think we got it. She actually
Yeah.
told me the other day. Yes,
Well,
last-
Yeah,
last
you
week.
came back and said you didn't even have one.
So when did
Actually, it's on here, I think.
Where do we
Is
get
that online?
Yeah, just let us know what the
Yeah, I think
application
so.
is. and
Must be online, because they don't,
Parks and Rec.
Go to the.
yeah,
rec
must be a facilities
office.
usage application there.
From the rec office, she'll get you the.
Right.
permit.
The big thing that we asked for is controlling a lot of the outside groups, and where we started with this over a year ago, where we had outside influence, especially in the afternoon, taking the courts over, was to have our sign saying up as far as members' hours. We never came to terms on getting that agreed upon.
On the signs?
On the
Where would we
sign,
vote?
members' hours, Monday through Friday, 7 to 10, 11, and 4 to
I,
7.
what I told her to tell you was that I would rather, instead of, that sign that's up there was voted on, I think you were the one that proofread it and found out that there was a grammatical error, but that was done by Jimmy and Charlie and yeah, that's kind of a commission sign. I'd like to see you guys get whatever it is you do, put it in the shed, yank it out, and I don't know what, if you wanna hang it from the fence or whatever.
Oh, one
Then
of those.
you can just
one of
say
those TV
Bridgewater
ones.
pickleball hours, blah, 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 blah.
But again,
Pull it out, hang it, put it back in the shed and
And if it says the hours, it's deterring people from playing those.
If it's a permanent sign, it's gonna deter more than a temporary sign.
Yeah.
Temporary sign, they've already come down there, they have a
No,
conversation.
not
you
up
make
there,
new
that way
friends.
it
Boom,
informs
done.
people
Yeah.
what
I'm
we're
not
doing.
with that. I would rather, just because if you put it up and then it's on our sign and then the hours change or something.
It would
then we
be,
gotta
it would
put
be
a
near
green
the
sign
entrances,
here.
you
So-
put you up there, this.
Quick question, the outside people that are coming in,
I think they're like.
that said that potentially could be some, are they Bridgewater residents?
We don't know.
We don't think
know.
so.
We don't know.
Some of them are.
We don't think so?
Coolers and chairs and.
So maybe they're gonna start going to like Tompkins, Bridgewater, things like that, they'll leave our,
We haven't even-
What started this whole thing a while ago is when we couldn't get the agreement with you on putting a sign up, which we thought was important to let people know that we had club and club hours. And we never got to that point. So I guess we'd like to hear what you guys can, after we leave, you guys can.
well, I think Jim's been clear, I think a temporary daily sign, I think is the way.
Mr. Chairman, can we discuss, can we make a final decision on sign and another date?
Yes.
What this sign's gonna be, just so we can
Yeah.
move this meeting along. I'm sorry, but I don't mean to be.
Yeah, we can discuss it.
We
Yeah, we
can
can-
like move it along too.
Yeah.
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 And
We
then
got this whole thing to go over.
So the problem with the temporary sign is that 4 to 7, that means somebody has to go there and put that sign up.
Well, you don't you have membership there that has access to all that stuff?
No, I mean, we would like you guys to vote on, see if we
What- what-
put a permanent sign up.
You would just put like a sign there that just says what it is.
I understand, but there's, I think Jim's about having a permanent sign.
Permanent means you
Jim.
just stick it on the chain link with the screw.
just
You don't
shows
just take it
Yeah,
off.
it's
You just need it's up all.
Right, but it's there all the time, and I think Jim's a little hesitant for that. But I'm getting a little confused, because I know one of the stipulations was you guys wanted afternoon hour group hours, or an afternoon group.
Both, yeah.
And there's members in this group, that group, right?
Yeah.
So why can't those members be overseeing it during that time?
And we
But-
don't know if we're busy Monday night or Tuesday night.
All we
Hey,
want.
well, I 100% understand that, but we can't be overly worrying about a section of time that a lot of people didn't want to give anyway, and we gave it to you anyway, if we don't even know how many members are even
I've
there.
had just one example, and I won't belay this. We've had groups of people, 16 kids come down after work and they're playing, and when you get off the courts and say, this is club time hours, and where does it say that? Where does it show that? It's like, well, it is.
That's why I think if you have a temp
That's
sign, you
why-
hang it up and you go right here.
Right here, if it's up there, we could say, it's a club hours, it's Monday through Friday from 4 to 7. As long as we can refer to something,
Can't you, if it's temporary, can
Well,
they
they
take it
were all
out
out
every
of
day?
town.
If it was temp, you
And
can
they
still.
were all out of town.
But
if you had an application that was.
So you don't want
signed
something on the
by us,
fence, you want something that's
could say-
freestanding.
It's,
I think what they want to be even worse.
no, that used to happen in Scotland Field.
Then you're gonna know what's going on.
People would try to
Then
get
you're gonna
on.
have the hours.
They'd
And-
say, where's that signed application?
I think that's fair. I mean,
I've seen it a million times.
Mr. Chairman, just have
Unless
a
they know.
decision.
yeah, well, Jim can ask our input, we'll give him some input, he'll make a decision, and that's,
Okay.
you know, we'll.
I do have to say, after I talked to Tina and Mary at the election about all this and people going on with their coolers, I approached a couple nights. I rode down, saw a bunch of people sitting on the picnic table. I went over, I asked, they were all part of your group.
Mhm.
So it's like, just checking, so.
Mhm.
But, so I.
So they're all part of the, they're part of the group, cool, they're having a good time, all that stuff too.
And they all.
So really not a huge over.
Are you guys part of the group? Yeah, we're a part of it.
Well, I mean, if you're down there as any citizen, if I'm, I mean, I'm a little different because I'm
Did he have
certainly
a cooler
local,
with
but
him?
you went on Legion Field in the summer and you're down there with your family, just trying to play a little basketball or something, you've got a bunch of people down there with coolers and being crazy and reckless and loud, call the cops.
We really appreciate your time. I know this is a lot, and we just want to make sure that going forward, we know we are all together. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Right,
See,
see you in Scotland, okay?
are you playing on?
Great.
Okay, do you guys have anything else about, that's not sign related, anything else about pickleball?
No. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll talk to you after. In fact, I'll make a note so I remember to say something afterwards. It's not an executive session, it's just a conversation with Tom after the meeting. Okay, Jim?
Mhm.
Just clarifying.
Listen,
Okay, Jenny Leonard Park update. Do we have anything? Do we need anything, Jim? There, other than we need
What I
CVC money to fix it
the
up?
only thing that I was wanna do, I do wanna get those things cleaned up. But, the trails, but the sign, the old Jenny Leonard Park sign is up at the highway. I got it on the, winter agenda to-do list to bring that thing down and whatever you want to call it, resurrect it, restore it, rejuvenate it.
Okay.
Just to get it back, and I'll see if I can hang it back up, or if it can't be salvaged, then I'll get something else.
And the stairway going up is completely overgrown.
Yeah, that one. We're gonna have to get some, I think we can get that type of stuff done.
I think
Love John Hart, see if we can.
last
Before we
I
get out.
talked to Pat Driscoll from the planning board. The town, and we also talked to the town manager about it, is that parcel of land. The town is up to not even the 11th hour, we're up to like the 11th hour and 45 minutes
what?
to accept that parcel of land.
I think nobody really wants to accept it at all.
Well,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what I
they-
thought too.
Yeah,
I know
No.
about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not our call, you know, it's nothing to do with
right,
us.
but I'm just updating you
Yeah,
on it.
yeah, I mean, it seemed useless, pointless for us for the town to accept that.
Why?
No, well, he told us not to do it.
Yeah.
We're not doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because of maintenance.
Because-
Make maintenance, future
I
problems.
think it was like.
Yeah, liability, everything else, yeah.
Somebody gets hurt on it.
There's a question of, there's two of those catch basins. Which one are they talking
I
about?
asked him about that too.
One is,
Yeah.
Because there was a confusion.
one is taken over.
They're not catch basins, they're swales. It's those swales.
yeah.
And they were
Well, they
in
call them
somebody's
swales.
yard. And that's what he said.
They're
to
not
us, don't
somebody's
take-
yard,
No,
Tommy. Go look at it.
No, I know, but he sat right there and told us, you don't want that.
No,
But
I,
that's
don't
his
want it.
opinion.
What's that?
That's one person's opinion.
I don't, I think the risk and the cost of the town outweighs the benefit of taking it. That's what I,
Well, it's before the town officials again, so we'll let them make.
I have
that.
no doubt they'll make a good educated decision.
Yeah.
Anything else from John? An update on the parks and the.
I'm
We'll
trying,
bring him in December's meeting.
I'm trying to put together.
Yeah, I got.
A sign,
How about the
sign
mobile
committee.
station, the college, we made
That-
decisions on that.
That's just, there's real major decision for us to make. They'll give us a design and we really, see.
Can we just follow agenda?
We are
Yeah.
parks.
We are,
That's what he
he's
gave us.
looking up something for
Oh.
Mark Stewart, and he's,
Well, I didn't know if they wanted.
He's down.
No, I thought that was part of the Stewart.
no,
No, we'll take a quick pause. While Jim looks up anything from,
Yeah.
We got it.
I noticed today walking styles and heart. That must have been John has put some of the marker signs up.
Here, the bench looks good,
Where is it? I didn't see any bench today.
right in front. It looks good.
That's what I was just gonna show you, John.
Oh, okay, I saw that bench, but I
It's right
didn't
by the
see it.
kiosk.
Okay,
No, I saw it.
So,
I've seen it.
You saw it, right?
It's good.
yes, I did, yep.
And it matches all the rest of them, so. That's good and. Right.
and I'm working on. You guys had approved a couple months ago to put together a working group for signage, different parks. And I've written to people trying to coordinate
When they
the
know.
time.
Okay. All right, move on. Old Mobile Station, Summer Street Park. I think. So the only thing from what they wanted some, or we have some input on the design and whatnot, which we're really probably not gonna get because a lot of the concept art they sent to us anyway, they're not gonna be able to make that happen. So I think just the sooner it happens, there's nothing, and I know, you know, we were opposed, you guys collectively were opposed to it. But it's something, it's money that's come in, the town's got the money, it's earmarked for that. There's nothing they can do to put that money anywhere else or return it, so it's gonna get done and anything gets done there now is better in my opinion than just the mobile
Empty
station.
lot.
Yeah, sitting there. So, and then it becomes the college maintaining it once it's done anyway. Bridge was, hands are free from that. Anybody else have any comments on that?
Nope.
Move on.
Gina's submission of the annual report by Park and Rec Commission. Gina, I'm starting to have doubts. Are you gonna get this done?
When I get my computer, I will.
I get my
New computer. Jim, can you ask Allison to send me the report she did?
Yes,
Because,
It's called plagiarism.
That
no,
is-
because,
I did it.
okay, because
You had spring.
Parks and Rec Commission really isn't done, I think, a lot other than support Jim and what he did does.
Do you know what's funny about that? That's actually not factually true. Okay, you know what we've done the last couple of years? Jim asked us for advice and we got the new handicap ramp put in.
That's
We
true.
did that. New dugouts at 2, 4, 6 new dugouts, almost 6 new dugouts. That's stuff
But
that,
it was Parks and Rec Department.
those
that did it.
conversations that Jim had with us
Right,
and we
right.
pushed that, so that's.
We
we
worked
worked
collectively for
with
those things.
those, for those things.
And that's basically what it's gonna say.
The new scoreboards, that was, another,
I
you
just
know,
sent it to you.
Park and Rec
Okay.
committee.
Do you have? Now I forgot what I was gonna say. It'll come back to me.
All right.
Under new business, we'll get down to it. Go ahead.
Okay, submission of annual reports. Okay, so we got that. All right, this next one. I'm gonna
Goes to the-
treat like when my kid asks me a question 6 times and I've given him the same answer. I'm not even answering this question.
I looked at it.
Well, I'm not, this shouldn't even be on the agenda.
It's,
I looked at it today.
Which one was that?
That should have been closed out a while
I
ago.
looked at it today.
oh, the.
Lazaro building update.
Well, I just got, I'm gonna download,
We're
but I did
waiting.
look at it, but
I can't
We're
believe,
waiting for a new application.
I'm.
It's doing it. It's getting torn down. It's getting torn down.
Right, but for the new building.
Once it's torn down, then we'll,
Right.
because then we have to
And
change
that's-
designs and everything else.
That's what we're waiting for.
Right.
Because the original one,
Allison, help you.
we don't
Okay.
have.
People, I know, but
Okay, the CPC project application status for the middle school, the multifunctional field, that was passed. So that is a go. That is a go.
No.
Yep. It just has to go on the next meeting.
See, community preservation recommended it. We don't approve it, goes to
Right.
the town
Yes,
council.
it
So
has not
it's-
been approved yet.
So it's on the town council agenda for
But this
tomorrow night.
tomorrow
do
night.
we have to be there?
I'm probably gonna go down and just give a verbal support from Park and Rec Commission and then lacrosse president is going to go
What
as well.
time is it?
And
What time is the meeting tomorrow night? 6, 7,
step,
7.
but basically, everything, not everything, the majority of things that go before the council need 2 readings. Tomorrow's the first reading, and it will get referred to the finance committee and
We
budget,
know somebody on there, so
And-
good, yeah.
budget and finance. Then when it, then
So
it,
that will be done, just so we can get this. They'll move it tomorrow night, they'll move it to you, to the finance.
Tomorrow night, the town council should approve it. And then it goes to, they'll have the first reading of it
Does the
And then-
town- does the town manager-
and then it goes-
No?
to the budget finance committee.
And then they'll have a final one.
And then it's the final one and stuff, but
Well, the final.
it still works in the time frame.
in the 2 weeks.
The aim to have it. It's aimed to have construction begin at the conclusion of the spring 2026 lacrosse season.
Is he GC in it?
He doesn't, we're not putting the responsibility of GC on him. We're gonna get the scope, we're getting the engineer, we got money released for the engineering work to be done.
Who's
And
doing
that's what
that?
this-
Larry's doing that.
Okay.
When that comes back, then we have the scope and then we figure, do somebody have to?
Can you have Larry come up here and just so we can be?
Yeah.
involved?
Yeah, once he's done with it, yeah, we can.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That may have to be put up for now.
Okay, don't-
What's
I
that?
definitely
The
wanna-
25,000,
If he goes that high, he may not go that high.
right.
So he
Just
may,
said-
But
right,
where it's
I talked to Pat about
all-
You know, but
So in
but
2
they
weeks
give us
from
money.
tomorrow,
The town owns that property. And we're gonna be responsible for that property, is that correct?
no. So what's gonna happen is, again, we're gonna get the scope of the project and what it's gonna be. And then based on football and lacrosse is willing to put in the effort, whether it be finances or manpower, to help maintain that field outside of what the school department's willing to do or potentially Park and Rec. So they'll fill any gap that may fall in that.
If they, okay, football will leave,
Football and lacrosse.
will leave Legion Field,
no,
No.
or partially.
Those are practice.
No, they're just-
Another practice. field.
No, the 7th and 8th grade football practice over there now anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just trying.
Second
Yeah,
through,
it is a-
second
it
through
is a field
6th
now.
over here.
It is-
No,
I
I
mean,
know
it's
the
not-
field, I know the field.
It's not great, but it is beautiful.
But now they're gonna just.
Yeah.
Try to level it out a little bit, put in irrigation. If we do, get rid of the old tennis court that's just out there, put in a lacrosse wall. If we can't get funding if we can't make lighting work in that budget, at least get the conduit under the ground, get the wires under the ground. Stub some things out so that down the road it can be done without tearing everything up.
But the lighting, if it's in, will come underneath the recreation department.
What do you
We'll
mean?
have to pay for it.
No. We're trying to do it under the scope of the amount of money that we got from CPC.
CPC, yeah.
If they can't, we can't get it done with just some point in a future date, like if we can't get National Grid or somebody to donate or anything like
But while you're
that.
building it, if you
Right.
put the conduit in, it's so much easier. I
Yes.
had a fight with Charlie when they were building the pickleball courts. I said, Charlie, I'll bring the vacuum truck up, we'll dig a couple of small holes 4 feet deep, put conduit in there, and then we'll have it.
Yeah,
He couldn't do it.
Good. So, yeah, so that's part of the scope anyway. Lights will be a bonus if there's money left over or whatnot, but at least it'll be there to make it easier down the road.
At least the conduit will be in.
Yeah, exactly.
good.
But it's good. And then the plan is to, like I said, begin the end of the lacrosse season, which is usually early June. They can start doing some work. Football will be off it in 2026. We'll find alternative locations for their practice fields in 2026. So that in spring of 2027, when lacrosse starts, they're playing on the new surface.
Good.
That's the plan for it to work, and we'll work with. I'm not taking this, but I've been in talks with, with Pat, CPC, the president of lacrosse, president of football, and we'll work with the athletic director at BR to see where we can get some alternative practice sites, whatnot. So everybody seems willing to be on board to make this happen.
Who's the president of lacrosse?
Frank Judd.
That's from Jim.
The only extra part of, after the engineering's done, the group decides with you guys exactly what you can afford out of. So I think the whole application was 200,000,
Fine.
500,000. So I said, I think.
It's cool.
So they'll get the engineering report, decide what can be done for the balance of that money. The one thing that we're asking for, CPC, and we've been advised of this from the state, is, and I know Pat keeps saying it's not gonna, if it's CPA funded, but the school decides that they're going to expand, they need that property, then it has to be understood that CPA, it's reimbursed. Pat keeps saying it's town property, so the school won't expand on it.
Well, they can't without town approval. The
Right,
school
but they-
can.
But
Unfortunately, the school district doesn't have the money to do anything, so we don't have to worry about that right now. But in the long term, it would have to be approved town, and something like that could be
right,
certainly worked in. All right, the school district wants this, okay, you're gonna lease more land. This is we need the $500,000 back to go
Right.
back. So
I
it's-
just saw, I can't remember the town, but someplace around here, one of the schools had a field, but the town entered into agreement to put up the solar panels. So they used the school property. So say the
Okay.
town decides to put up solar panels there, then so we just need the letter from the town attorney and the school. We told that.
Yes, yeah, that's all. I think that's all.
Right.
Yeah, get reimbursed.
That's not a big deal. Okay, so it's everything's looking well for that.
But you know, I'm excited. I'm excited.
So that's another thing in our report, Gina, that we have collectively done.
But that's right, 2025.
Also fix the goalpost.
Fix the goalpost at Legion Field. That was
A lot of good
all
things.
Park and Rec Commission Mike. That was that.
Like, what, your truck fixed it?
No, he went down there.
And Stefan Major and I fixed the 2 goalposts.
Yeah.
Took them down. Had them painted. Had,
Put
new
your-
Reebok put in a big hole. Lined them all up at the end of the field. And, so everything's perfect.
Nice.
And then we put the cement in there and
Mike let me use the pump truck a little bit. I got to control that, so that was fun.
then we used to pump them to the other 6 holes for the
Yeah,
scoreboard.
for the scoreboards.
Well, you had a good time with that.
That was, well, he didn't let me get that far, but
Except for the last one. They had to bang it in with the
yeah, the
load.
last one, that was a little tough. Because they dumped the cement, we told them the weight we wanted to pour. Pour the concrete, set each sign, and the guy got antsy and got away from us and went ahead and poured all of them. So by the time we got to the last one,
It was almost hard.
it started hard, so we had to take the lull and smash the steel into it.
Graziano's guy. Remember that, Jimmy?
But we got it.
You guys yelling like, what are you doing?
We
He had already left.
we used a lot of things that day. Not only it's it was fun. Mike, thank you very much for all that work. Because that was a lot of work and stuff I put in.
There's a lot of great things.
We welded the scoreboards at my shop.
The brackets, the steel came, but we had to put them in at the same time. So him and Stefano
Put
went down
cross
to the shop.
pieces, so that it was all one piece. We put cross pieces to hold them together, so put them in. They were the right distance across from the scoreboards.
Because they had to
Wow.
fit the specs of the scoreboards, so. And let me tell you, they did a good job because I had to cut a lot of that steel off and that was not easy. But great job, Mike. And Jim working with his crew, getting signs up. So it was fun. It was great. Made it look great.
That was Stefano, a big part of it.
Steph's a good man.
All right, recreation 5-year plan.
Jim was, I think, putting together.
Yeah.
Basically a wish list.
I told, what's his name, Mary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mary Rick,
Yeah.
who's just.
No, the one, the count.
Right,
the count-
Mary McGrath.
Mary.
Oh,
I
yeah,
told her,
Mary
I'll get it,
Rick,
I'll
she
get
was
it.
here.
Yeah, I'll get it. I told her I'll get it, but I'd like to get into the winter before I.
You get a lot of stuff.
Now-
You got that, you get other stuff you gotta do.
I gotta lower that infield on Hayes. I'm gonna take all the sod off of it.
Styles and Heart bench donation, that already happened. We're all set there.
Yeah,
Yep.
good job.
That's done.
What was the lady's name?
McGrath. Mary.
Oh, no, on the bench.
Oh.
Suzette Holden.
Jesus, I'm just looking. Suzette Boland. Suzette J. Boland. Who have any memory for?
What was the name?
Suzette J. Boland.
The Boland, Suzette
Boland. Yeah, what else?
CPC for J cemeteries. It's not there. I've asked this question, Jim, about maintaining cemeteries. The town manager was meeting with a zoo. Is he the new DPW superintendent?
He's not new, but yeah, he's.
But he's the superintendent now because the other guy left.
What was
I
the,
don't know
what
about.
was the other guy?
You're talking about Jonas with water, with the sewer, water and sewer?
Yeah.
I don't think.
No, Jonas is still here, but no.
Jonas isn't here. He died.
Okay, that's who I'm thinking left and got it. Okay,
Yeah, he would have been the one to talk to about.
my question was,
Did he get that job because he did such a great job?
my,
What a waste of time he is.
Who's that?
A zoo.
my question was who maintains or just trying to stick to the agenda.
It's on our, it's under the responsibilities of Park and Rec.
Right, but the highway,
But since, I don't even know how long, I know Charlie, I don't think he ever mowed them.
no,
So
The
when I took
cemeteries?
over, they asked,
No, they asked us to do it.
that's, yeah, and they had, and I don't speak for him, but I know he has a crew that does it, he has the equipment and all that, so.
right.
To try to do the change now, I mean,
Oh, no, I said that we didn't want it,
yeah,
but,
Who's gonna do it then?
well, they do it.
the same
The
status
DPW does
quo.
it.
Yeah,
What?
we don't do it.
The DPW maintains,
yeah.
we're talking mowing and trimming, right?
Well, here's the deal, we're not even gonna.
They did the one down on,
Entertain the idea.
they did the one
No.
down on Vernon Street and Cross Street. I saw them last two,
Well,
Columbus Day.
Right.
yeah, no,
But
we don't
CPC,
have the equipment, the personnel,
Yeah.
that's why it's just gonna be status quo, what it has been right along.
perfect.
I don't think we should use CPC funds for that.
No way.
No, we're not. We're not for maintenance. The question for CPC funds was to restore all the historic stones that are knocked over. That are, some are underground, just, especially the first cemetery.
So what needs to happen? Like, you need to dig them out, raise them up, kind of
Yeah, if you go to West Bridgewater, say South Street, West Bridgewater,
Yeah,
it's after on North Street. There's a cemetery on the.
Oh, yeah, I know what that is. Yeah, yeah.
And you
So
can
by the
see,
canoe club?
Outlaw Cemetery.
right, they've restored those, and
Right.
that's,
By the canoe club?
yeah.
Most of the cemeteries, you have to mow the old ones, because that's when the towns own them. Nowadays,
Yes.
churches.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
it's, I didn't realize this, there's 17 town-owned cemeteries in town.
It's the one way out by the prison. Is that a prison cemetery, or is that when the town was,
Main Street has the Episcopal Trinity Cemetery.
yeah,
There's 17 of them
17 that
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 are
the town
town-owned.
has to,
I'll send you the list of them.
Some of them are real small too.
like, that'd be like a plot or two.
Well, probably 10 or 12.
So CPC approved at the last meeting, and it won't be this council meeting tomorrow night, but probably in 2 weeks. Just CPC is, I think it's gonna approve, just recommended funds to do the assessment of the cemeteries.
Okay.
Wow. What's the assessment gonna do?
They just see how much it's gonna cost to do all them.
Yeah.
No.
No different,
Fixing the stones,
that'll come after.
really?
It's no different than fields.
It creates the scope of the work is what it does, just
Yeah.
creates the scope of the work. Basketball courts, Jim, how'd those come out?
Very good.
They look great.
Look
Very
good.
Who was the contact that you were gonna get back to me?
It was, I was. Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, Westboro Tennis.
And did they,
They did,
would maybe some of the pickleball courts could use?
our pickleball courts?
Well, after next year, they're gonna have to be resurfaced, aren't they?
Yeah. I doubt it.
Why?
Well, the cracks are gonna get worse this winter, man.
Cause he showed up to look at the thing and those guys hammered him with all these problems and said, and the guy's like, he backed out. I had to call him up and in a smaller time to get him back.
No, you know what, we really have to have you direct the guy, you know what I mean? If
He just showed up to
you
look
can't
at him.
have all the pickleball people going over.
No, he just showed up to look at him. I said, I said, go down and take a look at him. He went and got out of his truck, looked down and I said, oh, this was never done right and they didn't do this. And the guy tells me, he goes, I'm not doing this. Joe, Joe.
Would you blame him?
No.
No.
We're doing that.
Joe, I need you. I need you. I got you. So yeah, so I don't think he's
Okay.
doing no.
Were they good to work with you?
Joe.
Yeah, he does a great job.
Yep.
He was hired, he's the.
Westboro Tennis Street?
Yeah, Westboro Tennis.
Like, what's the
Jimmy,
Singer or something.
What about
My house is
Scotland courts?
What?
Scotland courts. They were going to get you a price on that.
No.
That's beyond resurfacing, right?
Westboro
Right, they have
Tennis,
to be.
Westboro Tennis looked at those. Not this year, the year before, when we looked at the pickleball courts. And they told me rip them up. Now, I find that very hard to believe. So I talked to the highway superintendent and said, is there anything can you help, just look at these? I just wanna. Can we just you don't rip up a road when you wanna put it in a road, you don't rip up a road.
Yeah, you can
Sometimes you
take part
do,
of the
but
surface off.
sometimes you just, you can go over the top of it. I don't know. But I
What do
just
you
think
say? What would do, town?
the highway superintendent look at it and we'd see, but I just hate to,
What do you think? Is it beat up?
it has a lot of cracks in it, but I don't know why you can't
This could be 30 years old.
fill the cracks and then. That thing, it's gonna need something.
I think I think we're on the board, Gina. That was one of the things we did something with that. Did we rip up the first one?
I think so.
I think we
That's-
ripped up the
that's the one
first,
that-
but it goes, you're talking 40 years it's been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one, when I met with the advisory, we used to meet with the advisory board. And I met with them and we had new courts and lights for the courts. So Holly Jacinto was the advisory board chair.
Molly who?
Holly Jacinto. She was chair of advisory board at the time, so she said if you had to cut something out of your budget, what would you cut out? And we had already decided we would take the lights out. So Ralph McLean, who was our
Okay.
former superintendent,
That's
this phase,
Oh.
was on the advisory board, so he said to me, well, you have to,
I don't think I was on the.
then you don't need
What?
the basketball courts. And I said, why, but they said
Lights.
it was either Joe or John Kablicki. I'm not sure which one was on it.
You're talking.
And he looked and
Talking
said,
Joe Lazzaro's time.
it was Joe Lazzaro's.
Lazzaro.
And
You weren't born. when Joe-
Listen. the other guy looked at,
Pretty close.
looked at Mr. McLean and said, the sun doesn't shine during the day, like for them to play basketball.
Yeah, yeah.
So we gotta, that's, yeah, we get our courts.
Yeah. So I don't know, Gina, I think that's when Gino, your dad was the chief, was the chairman. That was.
No, because I was on, I took his spot.
All right, new business. Moving on to new business, study of recreational land.
Okay,
What is that?
I asked Allison to put that on. Way back. And I know you were on it, I'm not sure, the rest of you, when CPC for the 5-year plan.
Yep,
And we had the focus groups.
yep, yep,
The one
yep.
for recreation. Jen Golson, whose company did the plan for us, had, part of the conversation is Legion Field being in Scotland used to their full
Mhm. Potentially.
potential, thank you. Jen had said there are grants out there to do studies of recreational land. We've carried that as a CPC thing for over a year. Is
Didn't we do one of those and paid for it a long time ago?
That's the one that I remember I printed it out and gave you guys
Yeah.
copies.
Yeah.
Where do we pay for that?
That's my time, that's 2015.
Yeah, no,
I-
I remember it well, you would.
Yeah, that's what, I think there's 15 was on the date,
I
yeah.
was actually just looking at it the other day, so that's
It was nice.
something for us to decide, do we wanna look into, see if there's a grant, like Jen had mentioned, there are grants to do studies? Or just let it go because we had one 10 years
Well,
ago.
who can do a better study than us, knowing the land and knowing our needs,
Pay us.
than having some company come in and make the money and maybe not do as thorough of a job?
But I know what,
Just because we can get grants,
right,
we're
but
still paying tax money individually to get those grant money back.
maybe you guys can, but for me personally, to look at Scotland Field and say, or even when I looked at behind the middle school with you guys that day.
Yeah.
I'm not equipped, I'm not an engineer to say, oh, that can be done there, that field will fit there, this can be done here.
That's how we.
I'm
did it,
not-
Of course.
I'm not
Exactly that
professional
way.
to do that, I don't know, you guys might be,
We talked
No,
to
we're
your
not,
dad
we're
too.
not, but we know the needs of the town,
but
That's
how
how
do
we
you,
did the golf course.
of course.
But we said,
That's how we built the
Chief
clubhouse.
wanted to sell the property, they sold the property to the town. At that time, we said, Gina, I think you were on it, and then we broke it into a committee
Subcommittee?
to build. We had a couple of, were you on the first committee?
I
I
think
was
so,
not Jimmy Campbell.
I
It was
was.
Jimmy and I, no, it was Jimmy and I, then they made it small, and there was just myself and Charlie, because Charlie at that time.
Ronnie Adams,
Ronnie Adams. We had like 5 guys, 6 guys.
Mr. Muir, was
The
Mr.
first, no,
Jack
you're Jack Buckley. The first board was 20 some odd people. It was crazy. You
Yeah.
couldn't do anything. Cut it down to, I think maybe 7.
Yeah,
Maybe 7. It was a small group. Gallagher, I think, was on it.
But
I can't put, that's, well, we have the bricks out there. Whoever's name is on that brick.
But Tom,
Oh, yeah, YMCA.
Yeah.
Gurman.
you guys didn't say this is where the first hole is. You had an
Remember we
outside
tried to
company.
build another course, junior golf,
The
on
first
across
tee.
the street. We own all that land.
Yeah,
across
I
the
heard you guys
street.
say it, yeah.
We trying to put
That
a
was the
small
first tee,
course.
the first tee.
Remember that the first tee was given money to build a 9-hole course.
PGA.
So we would go
sub-
18 with a
It
9,
was like junior.
and further out back, we could have put a rec center.
Wow.
No, it was,
Yes, we got that.
gonna be serious.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we had a
Your
swimming
backyard.
pool. Yeah, I bet you don't even
It's
know
quite a
this.
distance.
We had a swimming pool in that first high school.
There's quite a
You
distance.
know, the high school we built.
Yeah.
Yes, we had the swimming pool in there. Dave Flynn cut it. And it was approved. The money was approved. We were pushing the rec board and had it done. And Dave cut it. It was like, why? It was just something he wanted to say, hey, you don't need this. And we had a town swimming pool, a D1 school without a pool.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy.
But back,
Remember that? That was,
Yep.
that was
Back-
terrible.
back to the study. You said the golf course was built without a study. Okay, it was, but didn't you have a golf course designer come in
That
and
was after,
say?
that was after.
Well, the clubhouse, they have
From the
feasibility.
nitty-gritty.
Price Waterhouse Coopers.
That was-
they did a
So-
feasibility study.
What
So
you mean?
my
What?
point,
When they wanted to build the clubhouse, Price Waterhouse Coopers did a feasibility study. It was like this thick.
right,
So
so,
still got it.
I don't know, you remember how many things we had come in for when we were picking the golf course?
Oh, yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
We try to narrow down who was gonna design, who was gonna design
I
it.
saw that.
and
Yeah.
Who was gonna build it.
Yeah.
You saw, yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Nicholas came in.
right, but
Taylor when came, golf construction came in.
that's my point. Mike, you said
But I agree. with
none
you.
of us
I
are,
agree with you.
How
like,
much, how much is it? How much is it? We don't
we
know.
don't know. We'd
I
have
mean, I
to,
know.
No,
But
well, look, if they would come in and they were gonna build the stuff at the middle school.
Yeah.
And came in, okay, I'm cool with that, yeah. Show us, how you can maximize that
right,
property.
and that's,
With, right now, you flatten it out, but they could come in maybe with an idea, say, hey, maybe if we move some things around,
Right.
and that's exactly how they did the golf course.
and that was that
You know
point.
what, you know what?
At the
good for
focus
us,
group.
Yeah.
Is that area. Issues in the parking lot and in the playground.
Yeah.
We were talking about maybe trying to get some sort of building there and all of those, all that whole area.
We can do everything in that whole area and then get the property across the street from the Vets Club. I'm telling you, that's a big piece of property.
No, it is.
And
It is.
that's,
They were willing to give it to us or work some of that's, and it goes back a little bit because Jack Morris was the president of the Vets Club. So that's probably about 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
at least,
But some of the same guys, is Kenny the
Kenny's,
president?
I think Kenny's still there.
Oh,
Kenny
Kenny.
Jenkins.
Kenny Jenkins. is
Yeah.
still there.
He's a great guy. So I'm telling you, and he played it, football at the 100 years ago. But it's
wasn't he from East Bridgewater though?
You're right, he did come from.
He was East Bridgewater.
Okay, well, he's
He's still a good guy. Or he's still a okay guy.
He lives on Prospect Street, right near.
He was a great guy. So you say that.
No,
He's
you know what,
Christopher Spitzer had. He's
Yeah.
almost,
We never liked
we're
him.
right near Cranston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he is. We could go over there and see.
All right. Do we have any additional items for discussion?
I do.
That's it. The only time.
What do you have, Jason?
For Mrs. Smalley,
Jimmy, Gina has.
Okay.
were you contacted by, and I can't remember the lady's name. Actually, she contacted Allison to get a hold of me. Couple parents from the middle school. Their issue is for playground equipment or something to do for their disabled kids, handicapped kids. Other than just walk around the play area,
Remember we were supposed to get, remember we were gonna do that?
right?
Josh said somebody wanted. They were gonna
Right.
do some sort of study and.
So the disabilities, Josh,
They have a couple swings for handicapped kids there, because we
Yeah.
replaced them.
Especially.
so the disabilities commission was going
The
to get
physically
involved
handicapped,
too.
that's different. That's, you can use those for.
So that's, I didn't know if they had approached you or not, because I had said definitely talk to Parks and Rec,
Yeah,
not to
that
Jimmy.
would-
And they don't want a lot. I don't even know exactly what they want, but they just want something. They said the kids that were
adapted physical recreation.
Right.
That's the.
They said right-
good stuff up there.
And they said right now,
Yeah, we. probably
the
should
kids
look at
that, the kids that need that, they don't have that type of equipment and they basically just stand at recess.
that. Yeah.
because-
that's great.
There's O'Leary's, there's the one down on, yeah, the playground that we
Yeah.
just built. Does that have some adapted, recreational?
Just the swings, right?
So, I think that's what they, they.
I thought,
Yeah, those.
I thought there was a couple of things there that they.
There are,
Kids with needs, special needs.
there are, for Marathon Park,
Thank you, Marathon.
the, Disabilities Commission
Yeah,
put together a presentation for CPC. They're going to be putting in our application too,
oh, good.
for some, you know, to redo the ground surface to something that doesn't need to be raked. But they did make a point of saying that it's well kept up.
That's sensible. Trying.
Yeah.
Do what you can with what you have.
Yeah, so that's it, just a heads up that for the play
Yeah,
area.
come in. Okay.
I got this, headline that just came in. Trump readies US
Thank you, mate.
troops.
Tommy,
Anybody else have any additional items for discussion?
So,
Taking a motion to adjourn?
motion,
Motion to adjourn, Gina, seconded by Mike. All in favor?
bye.
Yeah.
Meeting is adjourned at 7:21 PM on November 3rd. Larry, thank you.
Let's do this.